these closing argument ads. The world's a terrifying place. Be afraid.
I sense it's more.
It was not a substantive argument. It was a scare tactic by the Republican opponents of Democratic incumbents, who tried to focus on ISIS and Ebola in the scariest, most non-factual ways to take the eye off.
Where's the debate about
the real
ISIS?
issues, which were the economy. But the Democrats were dumb enough to not say, let's talk about the economy.
Right. All right, so Andrea Mitchell saying that it was the Republicans who were demagoguing Ebola and ISIS, and not the other way around. And of course, it was the Democrats who were demagoguing race and scare tactics. Joining us now is our friend, retired Army Lieutenant Colonel, and of course, strategic analyst for Fox News, Ralph Peters. Hello, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
I'm doing well. It's a great day. It was a great night for America last night, and I thought of you immediately. I couldn't wait to hear your take on what we witnessed last night.
Well, what we witnessed last night was the American people saying, okay, we've had enough. Well, we gave this guy the benefit of the doubt. We elected him. The media re-elected him. Enough's enough. But I think you're going to see a sort of a Jekyll and Hyde effect here, in the sense that, or maybe I should just call it a dichotomy, that this change in Congress and the Republicans taking control of the Senate will have a powerful, powerful effect on domestic policy. But remember, Obama is still commander-in-chief. A Congress, although it has a strong voice, has less immediate power, less direct power in foreign policy and security policy. And so it's going to be fascinating to me to see if Obama can be moved to protect our country. I mean, the Congress needs to work with or through the president when it comes to foreign policy. It's very, very hard to work around the president, unlike in domestic policy. Now, the good news is that I firmly believe that Obama was just holding his fire till after the election, and then he intended to really blast Israel, really blast it. I think the good news here is that this Congress will be able to put the brakes on his efforts to genuinely harm Israel. The second effect...
Well, let me just ask you, Ralph, please. I hate to interrupt you,
Sure.
but what do you think he has in store for Israel now in a post-election scenario?
Well, I just think more open disdain, more criticism, more pressure, more openly siding with the Palestinians. I mean, he has never gotten over the Bill Ayers catechism that the Palestinians are freedom fighters and the Israelis are wicked, venal oppressors of the poor. And he just can't seem to shake that. And, of course, as we all know, there's, heap bad juju, bad chemistry between President Obama and Prime Minister Netanyahu, right, as one would expect, because you have Netanyahu, a man who stands for things, who's willing to fight, who's really a bare-knuckles politician, and you have the Machiavellian, devious Obama, a coward in the clinch, but willing to slip around and put daggers in people's backs. And you couldn't have a greater mismatch. I mean, they were just born, Obama and Netanyahu were born to hate each other. And unfortunately, good for Israel, but unfortunately for the United States, we got the wrong end of the deal.
And you said Congress will fight that tooth and nail.
Well, I think it will. I mean, among Republicans, you have real support for Israel from various factions within the Republican Party. And I'm not saying that as a Republican, because I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. But I'll tell you, in this election, I voted straight, as many Americans did. I voted straight Republican because the Democrats needed to be punished for this president's dereliction of duty, for Harry Reid's third world politics of obstructionism. I mean, it's sort of, Harry Reid seemed to see himself not only as a gatekeeper, as everybody observed, but as a real power behind the throne. The power Harry Reid took unto himself in just stopping all legislation was as undemocratic a move as I've ever seen in our Congress. I mean, it was just disgraceful. But I do want to say that another positive...
we got 30 seconds, Ralph,
positive is Congress will now put the brakes on Obama's cuts to our military. his determination to strip us of our, a nuclear self-disarmament. And so I think you're going to see holding the line on the defense budget. My only concern is Republicans are too cozy with big defense contractors, and I'm afraid they'll pour the money to the contractors and still cut the troops. We need troops.
Gotcha. All right, Ralph, great to talk to you, sir. Thanks for joining us as always.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, folks, we'll be back with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. Don't go away.